Hey, Viv, I have to tell you, and I'm going to look at the camera so that you can see me looking at you. Thank you. You honor me with your presence. You honor me with your message. You came and you shared with us. You took time and I would say a degree of inconvenience, because to have spent the time that we had already talked with each other previously earlier in the day when it was in the middle of the night where you were at, and you even communicated with me at 3 a.m. your time. I know that you put in some long hours, but this is what you do. You live it. So let me begin. I love threes. Three is a powerful thing, and I live by the rule of three for the benefit of you that know it. It works. And I call this the quintessential speech, utilizing the tools of the power of three. Open body conclusion. Three specific powerful points. Title of the speech speaks to all 3 points. They were repeated, they were shared, but they were also presented as a gift. Remember, the speaker is giving you a gift. You want to receive it in that way. No 2 people in the room are going to receive the speech in just exactly the same way, but here are some highlights that you need to be aware of. For example, the idea of beyond learning, or in this case, the learning that we already have, as opposed to unlearning the things that no longer have an effect, and then the gift being relearning. However you want to interpret that, the key here is that you first need to understand what you have already going inside your head, and she was telling you about that, and then she was saying, take your mind, change your mindset, and go to a place where you can forget about those things that prove to be a negative counterpoint, and start relearning and changing the way you think. Along the way, great lessons, love of learning, lifelong learning. The people inside us. Remember the 2-year-old. Have you ever heard your 3-year-old self or your 5-year-old self, or imagine yourself? I often talk about my 23-year-old self when I got married and thought I was hot stuff. No, not at all. But the most important single thing that we talked about was neuroplasticity. I just recently read a book on neuroplasticity. Do you realize that your brain can heal itself because you have the capacity to stretch not only what you have, but to use what you're not currently using? I would have loved it if time had been permitted and the timing cues were such, and I don't blame anybody for that. We should have tested timing cues. I take responsibility for that. But in the presentation piece, and thank you, by the way, it is important that you have your cues, because the neuroplasticity, I think, is the key to the entire thing. Simplify, think in threes, do things in threes, receive it as a gift, think of it as threes. But remember, you're equipped to do that. And that's what she was trying to stress. And she had to hurry because she realized she was out of time. But Viv, you're a delight. Thank you, and thank you again for this message.